What is going on, guys? Josiah LaRue here. I know it's been a while since we're doing a video, but we're back at it with some of the latest news in technology, including news from the new Samsung Galaxy Note 5, Ashley Madison hacks, and fast internet on a plane. So let's go! So yeah, first let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Now this is the 5th iteration of the Note, Samsung's large phablet type phone with a 5.7-inch display, and really they're making progress. This is by far one of the best Note or phablet phones that they have produced. So let's talk about it. What makes it so good? Well, first of all, it has a 5.7-inch 2440 by 1560 QHD Super AMOLED display, which really is gorgeous. It really makes the image just pop when you're looking at it. And a 5.7-inch display is really nice for viewing content or whatever, and also for drawing, using, of course, their S Pen, which is their way to do more work on your pretty much small tablet device that you're holding in your hand, which we'll be talking about more in a moment. Now, they're kind of doing an Apple thing in that they are following the design of Apple in enclosed body phones. So you no longer get the expandable storage. You have to buy the amount of storage you want out of the box. 32, 64, and now 128 gig options are available. The battery is a 3000 milliamp hour battery, but it is also non-removable, and you also have no micro SD slot, so you cannot expand the storage. The storage you buy is the storage you're going to be getting. It's powered by a 64-bit Exynos 7420 processor with 4 gigs of internal RAM, so it really is quite a powerhouse of a machine. It has a 16 megapixel rear-facing camera with optical image stabilization and a 5 megapixel front-facing camera for some high-quality selfie photos. It even comes with a live broadcast feature where you can stream directly from your phone to YouTube without having to do too much hassle or setup, which is a really cool feature as long as your battery lasts and you don't want to use up all your data plan or you're on Wi-Fi. So, you know, another cool feature there. A couple other specs to round it off. It does have wireless charging, Bluetooth 4.0, and Cat 6 LTE for blazing fast LTE speeds. It also comes in 4 different colors: black, white, silver, and gold. So let's talk about it. What makes this device so special? Well, it really comes down to a few different things. The screen, that gorgeous AMOLED display, just makes everything pop. And at 5.7 inches, you can cram a lot of content on there, particularly with that super high resolution. So everything looks very good. Some of the blacks and stuff are a little bit washed out, but overall it's just a very clear experience, and that's really what makes this device a pleasure to use. Also, the design is a lot better, so you can hold it better in your hand, so when you're viewing content or writing on it with the S Pen, it just feels more natural to be holding and using. Unfortunately, the sound quality isn't that great. They decided to basically pull an Apple and put a singular speaker down below really the bottom of the S6, the Note 5, and the iPhone 6 all look very similar, with one singular speaker grill, microphone, headphone jack, and charging port all right down along the bottom. I guess if it's really good, people want to copy it, so I've really seen that the S6 line, or all iterations of it with the S6 Edge and Plus and the Note 5, all seem to look a lot like the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. I wonder why. But Samsung knows that it's the way of the future. Non-removable batteries and non-expandable storage, locking people into the storage size that they buy, is the way of the future. SD cards are kind of on the way out, so they're just really picking up and following what the rest of the industry has been setting, so I can understand why they're doing that. The S Pen really does add a lot of features, and it's not half as gimmicky as it once was. The phone is running on that blazing fast Exynos 7420 processor with 4 gigs of RAM, so everything runs very quickly. It's running on a TouchWizified, basically just TouchWiz, running on 5.1.1. It's running stock Android, but it also is running the Galaxy experience. So when you pull out your S Pen, you can do things like take notes or doodle on the screen, or just have more functionality with that pen. Other features include allow the ability to run 2 windows or 2 different apps side by side on the display. This is something I wish Apple would do, and we might see it on the new 6 Plus. They're already doing it on the iPad, but when you have a screen the size of the iPhone 6 Plus or the Note 5, at 5.5 to 5.7 inches, you have more than enough space to simultaneously run 2 apps at the same time. So that's something that I'm kind of jealous that the Note users have, and it's a really cool feature, the ability to run 2 at the same time, which you can just simply use the S Pen to drag 2 apps and snap them side by side. A really cool feature. The S Pen is very functional, however there is a warning. People have figured out that the S Pen now slides in either way into the slot on the bottom of the device. It used to be that you could only stick it in sharp end first, blunt end out with the little pull tab to pull it back out. Well, it turns out now that the hole is big enough that you could shove it in either way. Don't do that, because if you do and then try pulling it back out hard, you might break the internals which sense whether that pen is loaded into the slot or not. Thus, if it's broken, it will not trigger that the pen is out, pulling up the TouchWiz features, and you can't really use your pen unless you go get it RMA'd and fixed. So be careful about which end you're sticking your S Pen back into your device. So what is my takeaway from the Galaxy Note 5? Well, while I haven't done an actual review on it, from the articles I've read, a lot of people really do like it. It is really a top-tier device. Samsung is continuing to provide a great product. At 5.7 inches, you have a gorgeous large display, and for those who want large phones, this is the product for you. Great build quality, nice battery, blazing fast processor and RAM, and a great camera. The downsides are that the S Pen is a little bit hard to take out, and do not shove it in the wrong way, and that will cause a problem. The storage is non-expandable, and the battery life is non-expandable. But welcome to the world of the LG, HTC, and iPhone, people. This is the way of the future. So while people may not be as happy about having non-expandability in their storage capacities and battery, that is the way that people are going to be going, because cell phone manufacturers can make more money when they force you to upgrade your phone instead of just replacing the battery. So that is the way of the future. Overall, a great product, and for the price, it's definitely on the higher side, but it is a premium phone from Samsung, so you're definitely getting what you pay for. So next, let's talk about the Ashley Madison hack. So what is Ashley Madison? Well, basically Ashley Madison is a website that allows people to sign up and anonymously have extramarital affairs. Basically a website for cheaters, for people who are already in a relationship. So a hacker group called the Impact Team hacked the website about a month ago and promised that if Ashley Madison did not close their site and all of their sister and affiliate sites, that they would be releasing all of the personal data of all the people who had ever used this site before. Ashley Madison tried to call the hackers bluff by saying that there was no way that they could have been hacked like this, and that there was no way that they were going to back down and submit to these internet thugs and continue to operate their business as normal. Well, 1 month later, the hacker group successfully called Ashley Madison's bluff and released the information in 3 different data dumps on the dark web. The information disclosed included personal information of the guests of the website, over 37 million people, including email addresses, personal phone numbers, home addresses, credit card information, PayPal information, sexual preferences, and more. Now, this was really a huge leak because it encompassed some people from all over the world, from just regular Joes to people high up in the US government, Britain's government, China's government, and other places. Now, of course, not all email addresses are probably correct, because Ashley Madison wanted to make this a step easier and not have to verify people's email addresses in order for them to sign up. So I'm sure a lot of people just used blah 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 at blank.gov or whatever to create their login information. But we know that there are people definitely in the military, in the government, and in foreign governments that were using this website. And that's really kind of sad for those people, but you can't really be upset about being ratted out that you're a cheater and dishonesty when you're being dishonest to your spouse. But regardless of that, it was a huge information leak. The second data dump actually contained information about the corporate company, including PayPal and money transfer information about the company, internal documentation about how they ran their website, Ashley Madison, and other affiliated websites, and corporate structure and all of that. It was a huge information leak. Ashley Madison is, of course, having to go on a huge apology train. There are, I'm sure, going to be hundreds of lawsuits about people. There have already been 2 to 3 websites set up where you can plug in your personal or spouse's email address to find out whether they were using that service or not from all the data that has been dumped on the internet. Ashley Madison has set up over $400,000 reward if people can figure out who the hacker group is and bring them accountable. So they are trying to do their part in getting this leak plugged. Although it's a little bit too little too late at this point. I don't believe the company is going to be doing very well in the near future, and they're probably going to have to be spending billions of dollars to pay off lawsuits. But it does teach you some important information that you're really not outside of a hacker group, that digital security is very important, and if you cheat, you're probably going to get caught. So people, beware of these dating sites that you use online, because you never know when your personal information is going to be leaked. And finally, let's talk about fast internet on a plane. So GoGo, probably one of the world's largest providers of cellular internet for a plane, whether that's a small business jet or even a commercial airliner, is testing some new type of technology that theoretically allows users to get up to 70 megabits of download speed on a plane pretty much anywhere they are in the world. Now, traditionally, planes get internet from ground towers shooting internet up into the sky, basically radio waves up to the sky, and then sensors on the bottom of the plane pick up that information, and then Wi-Fi routers rebroadcast it inside the plane as it flies around the world. Now, of course, you're not going to get that information and data over the ocean because there are no cellular towers in the middle of the ocean. So that does limit the Wi-Fi access to mostly continental landmass, or in some instances there are satellites, but those are generally more expensive, and so they tend to charge users more for that data access. GoGo is now testing a new system which is called the 2Ku satellite system, which instead of shooting the internet up from the ground is sending it down from their Ku satellites rotating around the Earth at 22,000 miles. So then you have internet pretty much wherever you are in the world, because it's not coming from landmass, it's coming from satellites rotating around the Earth. And because they have several of these, they have pretty much coverage around the world. Now, this is still being okayed by the FAA, but they are hoping to get all the certification done and start rolling it out to several commercial airlines. Not all of them have been disclosed yet, but several main name brand ones by late 2016. So in the next couple years, you theoretically could get Wi-Fi wherever you are, and really fast Wi-Fi, which would be really awesome. I would really like to see this in home, residential, and commercial use, because even on the ground we have really crappy internet somewhere, and 70 megabits down would be absolutely awesome. So it's cool to see that we're already getting it in planes, and so that pretty much we're going to be connected wherever we go, whether on the ground, whether in the plane, and hopefully even in your car or elsewhere. So it's really cool to see internet is reaching the world very quickly. So yeah guys, that's been some of my latest news in technology. I know I haven't done a video in a while, so I wanted to get you guys caught up on some of the latest news in tech. Let me know in the comment box down below, what did you think about what I talked about today? Are you interested in the Galaxy Note 5? Is it a really cool device? How disappointed are you that there's a non-removable battery and non-expandable storage? Is that really a game breaker? Are you going to be buying the phone? Let me know in the comment box down below. Also, what did you think about the Ashley Madison hack? Did you get included on that list? If not, do you know anyone who did? And what about fast internet on a plane? How excited you are for that? Let me know in the comment box down below. As always guys, thanks for watching. Remember, you can check out last week's episode right here and what I talked about right here. Remember, hit that like and subscribe button down below so you don't miss any new episodes I do like this or anything else. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!